Smell us now, lady.
Welcome to MeatEater Trivia.
MeatEater Podcast.
Welcome to MeatEater Radio Live. It's 11 a.m. Mountain Time. That's 1 p.m. for our friends in beautiful Ashtabula, Ohio on this Thursday, September 4th. And we are live from MeatEater HQ in Bozeman, Montana. I'm your host, Randall Williams, and I have the distinct pleasure today of being joined by my two friends, Ryan Callaghan and Seth Morris.
It's good to be here.
On today's show, we're talking to Ben Batten.
I don't think you sent me the script for this week, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Am I genuinely supposed to say hello?
No, that's in a minute here. I will send you the script right now. Do you know how to check Slack?
Oh.
Or email is better.
We
That's
should
gonna be a
have
speed bump.
went over this a little bit ago, but
I'm dicking
here
with
we
you,
are.
Randall. Let's continue.
Oh, you're good? Yes. All right. Never can tell around here. On today's show, we're talking to Ben Batten. We've got a hot tip-off. We're going to do a little show and tell. We're going to talk to Mark Kenyon about the latest public land controversy. And finally, you, our faithful audience, will choose the winner of the Trail Cam Photo Contest brought to you by Moultrie. Sounds like another fantastic episode. Ryan, Seth, how are you guys doing today?
fantastic.
Real good. I'm high anxiety. Like
Because of the script thing?
Hunting season started.
Yeah.
And I have lots to do before I can like really get serious about hunting season.
What's your first big trip?
Brown bear in Alaska, which is a big trip for anybody.
Trip.
Yeah. And truly a trip I never thought I would go on. So I mean, it's huge, and I'm just trying to get in a mental place with all the adult responsibilities where I can just focus on nothing but that.
Sure.
And it's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seth?
Did you ever guide a brown bear hunt before?
I worked as a packer for one season up on the peninsula, so it'll be super cool to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That'll be awesome.
You know, like any ultra low paid position in the outdoor world. You just do everything when you're up there.
Yeah, I'm very
And you never
familiar.
dream about being the guy sitting on the other side of the boat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
And just like at that point in my life too, I was like, how much did the tag cost? No, sir.
Who would ever do this? Jeez.
Yeah.
How incredibly indulgent.
Yeah.
Seth, how are you?
I'm great. I gotta say I'm more excited for fall fishing than picking up the bow at this point in my life.
Got out this weekend for a little bit?
Yep. But I am
Chasing just big brown trout, running after streamers. That's what you're thinking about?
No.
Oh yeah, just drowning a worm next to a lazy.
I'm thinking
walleye.
about big walleyes and smallmouth putting on the feed bag
Ooh.
for winter. That's what gets me excited. That and then just the thought of rifle season coming. I like shooting things at further distances with center fire cartridges.
Oh, you're speaking my language.
How was
as
your
you know.
your trip out to the pecker?
It was a lot of shit happened that it's a long
That
story.
wasn't conducive to fishing.
It's a long story. We got one solid day in, but the weekend ended sooner than I expected. So we'll just end it there.
I got
You
back.
need a do-over.
I got
Yeah.
back to my old stomping grounds in the Little Miami River, and I drowned 4 night crawlers. Caught one fish.
That probably puts you back in a certain place and time.
Oh my God! Just the bugs landing on me. Just listening to the water.
Was it after dark?
No, because much to my disappointment, all of my childhood fishing areas now are extremely well signed with this area closes at sundown or dusk.
Yeah.
Like, it used to be the case that this is before Onyx. We're just like, do you think anybody owns this? Can we fish here? And then we sort of verified that, yes, it was owned by the county or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Or owned by the town. But there was no actual, like, signage. And so everywhere I pulled up, I was like I came back from the tailgate tour, literally on my way home from Columbus, bought a big old can of Coors Light and 12 night crawlers, ripped down with like 10 minutes before sunset, got to the spot I wanted. The first thing I see when I get out of my car is a big sign that says closed at dusk, which I'm just like, we used to have Fight Club down there, you know? Like, it used to be the Wild West.
I'm advocating heavily with my buddy and his wife, who's also my buddy, to allow their oldest boy, who's 9. This is a real like Western Montana family, float fish, fly fishing for trout all the time. But I'm trying to get them to allow the 9-year-old out for antelope camp this year with the intention of getting that kid on some catfish too. And
So much
introducing the joy of
Yeah.
sitting next to a rod that's just stuck in a mud bank.
I did bring a bell. I got to listen to the bell jingle.
Excellent.
Stuck
Nice.
my rod butt in a tangled root ball and just it's like old times. But I didn't get a catfish. I just caught a little striper.
Oh,
And
that's
then I
fun.
broke my rod. I set the hook in that striper and I heard this little tick and I kind of like pushed all the sections back together thinking that maybe they jiggled loose. And then I got the fish in, cast out again, went to set the hook on another fish, and the thing just snapped off like 5 inches above the cork. So that's why I only drowned 4 of the 12 worms. The 8 of them are probably still living rich lives alongside the beautiful banks of Little Miami.
Well, at least you got out there and got a couple.
Oh, all it
Couple
made me want to
drowned.
do is go back immediately
Yeah.
and just float that thing again and again and again.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that nobody can properly celebrate, right? Is failure. Mm-hmm. Just really makes you be like your weekend, right? I'm sure you're like, I need to go back
Oh God, I just
and put a big W on the board.
All I think about every day since then is I just gotta get back there.
Yeah, I wasted my weekend.
Yeah.
I failed. Yep,
Gotta
exactly.
get back.
Got to do it right.
Well, speaking of doing things right, joining us on the line next is Mark Kenyon,
Oh yeah.
host of the Wired to Hunt podcast and author of That Wild Country, an epic journey through the past, present, and future of America's public lands.
MeatEater's most beautiful cast member.
Mark, welcome to the show, sir.
There he is. Look at that. Oh, stunning.
Oh, Cal, you're too kind. You're too kind. It's good to be here, though, guys. Thanks for having me.
Mark, there's been a lot of news recently about something called the Roadless Rule, and for those listening to this this podcast or watching us on YouTube here, if they're not familiar with the Roadless Rule, can you explain what the Roadless Rule is?
Yeah. So the 2001 Roadless Rule was enacted by the National Forest Service and the U.S. Department of Agriculture back in 2001, as the title would tell you, in response to a couple different things going on at that time. You had one, which was a serious backlog in maintenance of the Forest Service road system. So the U.S. Forest Service has nearly 400,000 miles of roads running across our public lands. That's a lot of work to try to keep that, in good working conditions so that people can access their public lands, so that folks can access these different places to do whatever kind of use they might be undertaking. So at this time in the late 90s, they realized, wow, we have a massive maintenance backlog. These roads that have been subsidized by taxpayers are now not providing the return. We're having serious budget issues. At the same time, we have also, as one person put it, cut the face off our forests in many places. And now we are left with just, fragments of habitat that has not been eroded, that has not been developed. And so maybe we should think about what the long-term future of these last places should be. Long story short, what that led to was the Roadless Rule. It was a very long process, almost 2 years, hundreds of public meetings, 1.6 million public comments put in from the public in regards to whether or not this is a good idea and how we should go about it. All that led to this rule being created, enacted, and it protected about 58.5 million acres of our national forest system in a relatively unroaded way. So there were exceptions baked into this rule that allowed for some roads to be built in these places if there was need for wildfire mitigation and management, there were exceptions put into this rule that would allow some new road building in the case of wildlife habitat improvement projects being needed. But in general, this 58.5 million acres of national forest would not be the home for new roads. So it would leave this area in a relatively undeveloped, relatively intact, relatively unfragmented state. And it has been in that state for, 24 years now. And these places are some of our, our last best backcountry elk hunting spots, mule deer hunting spots, high country trout spots. I went on my two kids, at the time they were 4 and 6, I think. It was their first backpacking trip with both of them, or maybe they're 3 and 5. That was in one of our inventoried roadless areas. I killed my first elk on an inventoried roadless area. So long story short, these are really, really special places, and they're in the news right now because the administration has proposed removing that rule entirely, rolling back all of those protections. So that's the high-level scoop. That's what the roadless rule is. That's why it's in the news right now.
Gotcha. And so what are the, what are the main arguments on both sides of the issue? What's the rationale for, you've laid out a bit about the benefits of these roadless areas for hunters and anglers, but what's the rationale for rolling it back?
Yeah, so in the proposal, in all of the press releases and comments from the administration, from the Secretary of Agriculture, the reason for rolling back the roadless rule has supposedly been to help, move forward with President Trump's executive order to expand timber production, and then also to better manage our forests. There's been a lot of talk about the fact that our forests have been undermanaged. They have too much fuel for wildfires, so wildfire risk is high. The habitat isn't as good for wildlife. We're not producing as much timber as maybe we have in the past, and so the argument is that if we roll back the roadless rule, that will fix all of that. That's why they say they should roll this rule back. On the flip side, advocates for the rule, which include most all environmental and conservation groups, most hunting and fishing groups that I've seen, have all been coming out very strongly in support of the rule. The reason why we think the roadless rule should stick around is because, as I mentioned, this is protecting some of our last best hunting and fishing places. This is protecting, some of our last unfragmented wildlife habitat for so many species, whether it be species we hunt and fish or endangered and threatened species. We do not have very many of these places that are not already broken up and separated and bifurcated by roads and open to develop. So this is something that is pretty rare these days. As I mentioned, there are exceptions already for wildfire management and for habitat management. Trout Unlimited has done a great job of starting to quantify this. If you go to their website, they've got an interactive map that showcases where these inventoried roadless areas are and what kinds of management efforts have been happening there. So significant wildfire mitigation efforts have been underway in these places. So it's false to say that these places have not had any management or any work done on them. But certainly, there's an argument to be made that our national forests absolutely can and should be managed better. We do need to manage for fire risk. We do need to manage for wildlife habitat. And I think there's, two things to consider. One, a lot of that should be happening not in our backcountry roadless areas, but up in the wildland urban interface where there already are roads. Something like 80 or 85% of all of our wildfires are started by humans, first off. And I think it's 90% of the fires on our national forests start within a half mile of a road. So roads typically are what leads to wildfires igniting and starting. That's where this stuff's happening a lot of the time. In the places that we want to protect from fire, homes, human development, that stuff's not in these roadless areas. It's up on that, what they call it, the wildland urban interface. So the WUI, I think, is what people refer to that as. So
who could forget that?
What's that?
Who could forget that? The WUI.
Yeah, the WUI. We need to have management. That can be done in these places that are not in our inventoried roadless areas. It should be. There's plenty of challenges to that can be addressed. And maybe there are ways we can improve the roadless rule. I think there's room for enhancing it, fixing it, finding more ways for more of these exceptions to be created for temporary roads, to do more of this careful management in the right ways. I think there's a conversation to be had there, and a lot of conservation and hunting and fishing organizations, I think, would be happy to engage in that. But this wholesale rollback of all of it, that would eliminate all of these, carefully managed and protected places that benefit a lot of folks and a lot of wildlife and a lot of user bases. That seems the wrong way to go about this. At least my 2 cents on the matter.
Sure. Are there specific regions or forests where this debate is particularly heated? Areas of the country that are going to be affected more than others?
Yeah, so there are inventoried roadless areas, which are what we call these places that the roadless rule applies to. There are IRAs, inventoried roadless areas, in 39 different states, from west coast to east. But the vast majority of these spots are in the 10 western states. And Alaska, in particular, with the Tongass National Forest, has probably the largest impacted zone. The Tongass has about just over 9 million acres of roadless area there. So that would make a huge, this would be a really big deal if the roadless rule was rescinded, especially up there in the Tongass, where you have, there were a lot of roads built back in the day to start developing the Tongass. And that has, for example, really impacted salmon and steelhead runs up there, because every one of these roads has culverts crossing hundreds and hundreds of different streams. And that's a major issue now that I know that Trout Unlimited has been working on for years, trying to, fix culverts and open up passageway for fish through these many, many different roadways. So there's a lot to be discussed there in Alaska. I know, for example, in Wyoming and Montana, some of my favorite places that I've spent time in, those could possibly be impacted. So if you live in the West, especially, this is something you should be paying attention to. But I know, in New Hampshire, in North Carolina, in Michigan, all of those states have roadless areas that could be impacted as well.
Gotcha. And what should people who care about public lands access and conservation be watching for as this issue develops? Where do things stand right now? And if they want to weigh in, how can hunters and anglers make a difference on this?
Yeah, so this past Friday, so I don't know, 5-6 days ago, the administration officially proposed this rollback and opened up a comment period. The comment period is a 21-day window that we, the public, have to submit to the administration our thoughts on this proposal. And so any hunter and angler who cares about these last roadless places and who would like to see them protected in this way should absolutely go and submit a comment explaining, why these wild places, why these roadless areas are important, why the careful management of them in such a way is important for hunting and fishing and wildlife and whatever else it is that you love to do. If you go to backcountryhunters.org, there's an action center there that has an opportunity for you to send a letter to your elected officials, and then also instructions for how to access the Federal Register, which is where you submit your official comment. So what I'd ask everyone to do is to go there, follow the action items there on that document, which would be sending the note and then submitting an actual comment to the Federal Register. We have until September 19th to do so. And so, this is the democratic process. This is our opportunity to get in there and submit our thoughts, to share our perspectives, and to ask our elected officials and those who are appointed by them to do what's best for the public and the long-term future of these places and the wildlife that live on them. And we got to speak up.
Appreciate it, Mark. Thanks for helping us better understand this issue and for everything you're doing for public lands. I know you got some groceries to unload, and you've got some deer to hunt this afternoon. So with that, we'll let you go.
Thanks, guys. Good chatting.
Thanks, Mark. Good
Thanks,
luck.
Mark.
Boy, he's got a good delivery there.
Oh, great delivery. Great delivery.
Good to have advocates like that on our side.
Yeah. On that note, too, Rashad commented and said Mark just got out of the grocery store and remembered he was supposed to go live today. I will say, Mark, the reason for that is that Mark is technically off the clock today.
Yeah, he's on vacation.
Out of the office, so he did us a big favor jumping in. So
he's on a little family hunting and fishing trip, and he took time out of his busy time off.
Can I throw in a little color on roadless?
Sure.
Because we call it roadless, but there's about 20 million acres out there that have pre-existing road networks. Mm-hmm. Mark covered that at the very beginning. But then at the end, he kind of went back to roadless, which it is roadless designated, but there are pre-existing roads out there that people walk and hike and use to access deeper into these areas. But sometimes that gets thrown around as like
We're locked out.
Well, yeah, there's that too,
Yeah.
but they're like, oh yeah, your roadless has roads on it. How is it roadless, right? And the big thing here is that there is a history of litigation by certain groups when the roadless rule is used as it should be to try to build roads for the purposes of habitat and things like that. Like there's a lot of suing that goes on to stop all road building, even though it's written into the roadless rule. And some of those feelings have very much come to the surface to say, get rid of the roadless rule. But the flip side of this is that
You see the same thing with the Endangered Species Act.
Yeah, exactly. Is the roadless rule is really working for a lot of people in a lot of areas. And so obviously there's middle ground here for roadless rule reform where it's needed. And this idea of it's got to be all one way or all the other way is just not accurate. And so this is just really lazy management to say, okay, get rid of the whole thing.
Yep.
And also to classify this as only a timber play is completely wrong. Timber is the thing that gets absolutely talked about the most, both in fire fuel reduction, which nobody's come out to say how we're going to pay for reducing, low growth that is not marketable by and large, unless it's extremely close to like a pellet facility or, a
Paper.
pulp situation that makes it something you would get paid to do versus something you pay for. Obviously, right now, like we're not talking about paying for a lot of things, right?
Right.
That's why I bring that up. So the other thing that's not getting talked a lot about here is this would provide the ability to build roads to areas for mineral withdrawal. And when we talk about mineral withdrawal, we're talking about something with large footprints and long-term impacts that instead of our friend Seth here having to wait for a logging operation to get done over the course of a couple of seasons and then going in and hunting that stuff that now provides early successional growth that animals love to come in and eat and can be really good hunting if that cut is done in the correct way. We're talking about an area that Seth does not go back into for his entire lifetime because it takes a long time to run these mineral extraction operations. And obviously, we need stuff that comes out of the ground too, but is that a situation where we have to roll back this entire thing, or can we identify these areas and say, hey, this is really important right now. We need to reform the roadless rule
To accommodate these specific things.
Yeah. So, I, for one, very sick and tired of a Democrat administration coming in, swinging the pendulum extremely one way, and then a conservative administration coming in and swinging it completely the opposite way when I feel like most Americans are like, oh, this thing in the middle makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
Agreed.
we keep pounding the drum. Our next segment is show and tell.
MeatEater show and tell. MeatEater show and tell.
Those sweet tones.
MeatEater show and tell.
Is the song
Spencer,
better or Phil dancing to his own
what
song
else did
better?
you expect?
Probably Phil.
Oh,
This is like his morning shower routine.
The stink face is good. The stink face is good.
Can you see him
always
putting gel in his hair to that song?
Oh, yeah.
That cut.
Seth, let's start with you.
Yeah.
What did you bring to share with the class today?
I brought a thing that I found out on the prairie one time when I was hunting deer.
Boy, that's neat.
This is a bison skull that I found sticking out of a bank. Wow. In Montana.
It's an eater-sized bison.
Yeah, not a big one.
Where are you hunting deer?
In Montana, and
Like county? I'm just joking.
so my wife had just killed a pretty cool cactus buck, and we were several miles from our vehicle at this point in time, and it was starting to get dark, and I just pulled up the old Onyx and noticed that there was a 2-track that got us a little closer. So I kept her there to work on the deer. She needed some experience in breaking critters down by herself anyway.
Opportunity,
Yep.
right? Yep.
So
Plus, then you don't have to be there during that process.
Yep. And I was like, I'm gonna go back and get the truck and make a loop, and we'll get a little closer for the pack out. So I did that, and on my way there, I just happened to catch out of the corner of my eye a little bit of white sticking out of a bank that wasn't even like a exposed type bank that has like, you know, a bunch of soil and stuff. It was just like completely covered in grass and little woody shrubs.
It was
and
settled.
stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah. And I just saw a little piece of white, and I kind of got to digging around, and it just kept getting bigger and bigger, and ended up
wild.
digging that thing out. of
That's
the bank,
cool.
which was cool. Yeah. I was in a hurry, so I kind of, there was a lot more to it than this.
Yeah.
I should have taken my time and got the whole thing.
Yeah, but then you got the missus back there being like,
Yeah, I was
That
gonna
guy
say,
just-
how did
just
the,
abandoned
How
me.
did the deer go?
Yeah.
The butchering went all right.
Well, I got back, and she had just stopped and was like, I got to a point where I just didn't know what I was doing, so I figured I'd wait for you.
Gotcha.
But yeah,
Very cool.
So-
I've never found one. I'd love to.
you know, there's a lot of them out there. You just got to find them. A lot of them are buried.
Yeah.
But a cool story about the buck she killed. I found that deer like 12 miles away the day before.
oh, cool.
Weird.
Yeah, and we woke up that morning and we're like, we're just gonna go hunt a different area. And for whatever
It was
reason,
meant to be.
that deer
He was
overnight
trying to get killed.
moved a lot. So yeah,
That's cool. That's really cool.
yeah.
Cal, what did you bring the class here?
So I actually thought about this. First time here on MeatEater Radio Live.
Nate says, "Who wants to place odds on what Cal takes off the wall for his show?"
Yeah. Yeah. So,
No, take off the nightstand, I think, is the.
so this is the first real good book I've read in a while here. And it's by this dude, Nate Schweber, who is actually, I think we were actually classmates, or maybe we didn't overlap, but he's a Hellgate Knight. He's in Montana, just like I am. This America of Ours, Bernard Navis Devoto. And it is a great conservation history book. It's got a lot of relevance for this time in space right now. There's a healthy helping of super cute love story. There's all sorts of, I would call them like celebrity cameos in here that are real interesting as well. But really, it tackles a lot of like land theft, public land theft. And
It's like he's really engaged in like the late 40s and 50s, right? Devoto. Yeah.
yeah. And I mean, earlier than that too. Taken before his time.
Yeah.
Big old heart attack. Yeah, cut him down. But
So when you're looking to forget about your day-to-day stresses, pick up a book about public land theft. And,
Yeah.
the pillaging of our shared resources.
yeah, and the reality is just like today, the reason that folks were trying to take all this awesome stuff away from us is because folks weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
And it took old Bernard Navis here to shine a little light on the situation. So, great book, highly recommend.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Well, I brought two things. One was the first idea, and I thought it was a good PSA. So I was looking at the gear shelf, and
Oh, bless your heart.
this is the Deuce number 3. It's a trowel for burying your waste when you need to defecate in the woods, which I hope to be doing plenty of this fall if my work commitments allow. This probably weighs like a couple credit cards. I mean, it's nothing. Slide it right there next to your water bottle. Well, maybe not next to your water bottle, but it fits almost anywhere. It's flat. and bury your Duke, folks. Cal had an unfortunate incident recently.
The whole weekend was just
weekend.
marked by human feces.
On dogs, in dogs.
Surface pooping.
Yep.
Human surface pooping.
Yep.
The woods around Los Angeles are heavily loved by humans, and they're not burying their waste.
So if you're going out into the woods this fall, and I hope you are,
Imagine a long-haired border collie
be prepared.
rolling in your feces
Yeah.
and then running back and wanting to jump in the vehicle.
So this actually says on here
That's bad.
it's 0.97 ounces.
Snort 8
Bring
human
it with
poop,
you. Yeah.
and we make out. Think of that.
Yep.
It's horrifying. It is horrifying.
Randall, why is that the deuce number 3?
They have different sizes.
Oh, gotcha.
I think
That's
a
an
great,
adult size.
Great question. Yeah, there's different sizes. I mean,
Mama bear, baby bear.
I used to
Papa
not be
bear.
a trowel guy. I used to be like, oh, there's plenty of sticks in the woods, but you don't. When you got to go, you don't want to have to dig around for something to dig around with.
Yeah, or
Just grab
find
the-
that rock to flip over.
Just
Yeah.
grab the deuce and release the deuce, as I
Yep.
like to say.
There you go.
And then I also I lost my bipod hunting last fall, and it fell off my rifle. It's got a little Arca clamp, and I was in an unfortunate situation of trying to get a shot off at an animal and lost my bipod. Didn't realize it till I got back home. Followed my Onyx track and grabbed it last week. So a little once over with the wire wheel on the Dremel, and she's good to go. So
Nice.
we're
Ready
just
for
getting
another season.
Getting ready for the fall. I couldn't make up my mind when I visited the gear bench.
I like it. So you just casually strolled in, just grabbed something, didn't even think about it.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go, audience.
Phil, what's the chat saying?
Hey, listener feedback. We got some good questions this week. This might be a good one for Cal. I don't know, but Leland asks, what are everyone's favorite Dove recipes?
Yeah. Don't cook them too long. Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of medium rare-ish and just gnaw them off the bone. I've also ground them into sausage. My favorite thing that I've ever done probably is you take your Dove breasts and throw some cotija cheese and cilantro and salt and a little cumin and run that stuff through the grinder and use the soft sausage stuffing attachment and just shoot it right into jalapenos.
Ooh.
And then just roast the jalapenos
Wow.
on the top deck of the pellet grill.
It's kind of like a twist
Sounds
on the
good.
classic popper.
Oh, people. Yeah, it's a killer. That's real good.
Yeah.
Nice.
A
I've
little
always,
classier than the...
I've always done like a classic popper or just throw them on the grill real quick and eat
Yeah.
them rare.
Yeah.
We used to fillet the meat off the breast and throw it in spaghetti sauce.
Oh.
And it was like, instead of meat, like spaghetti and meatballs, it was like spaghetti and dove breast.
Yeah, that's perfect size. That's
Yeah.
That's good.
Randall, Ethan says, did you pick up some Skyline while you were home? And a follow-up from me, how was the tailgate tour? Your stop.
Well, I can answer the first question pretty quickly. Yes, immediately after the Ohio State Buckeyes vanquished the deplorable Texas Longhorns, I celebrated with 4 cheese conies, onion mustard, and a small 3-way. And then when the guy came back and he said, with the check, and he said, "You guys good?" I said, "No, bring me another cheese coney, please. Just one, onion and mustard." So I had 5 plus the 3-way. And then the next day, I went to the Reds game, and on the way to the Reds game, I had 4 cheese conies, onion and mustard. And I wanted to get more, but time didn't allow it. I was on sort of I had to cram a lot in.
I think you did
Going
great.
to the zoo, going to the baseball game, catching a fish. I did it all. But the tailgate tour was good. I met some delightful folks. I saw there was a question in there about EHD in Ohio, and I heard a lot about EHD in Ohio. Sounds like it's pretty bad at the moment. And actually, when I was driving back from the airport to my folks' house, there's a guy that, like the houses that will write something on plywood and stick it out by the road with their thoughts on the world. And this guy had written, "Postpone deer hunting 2025, let the herd recover."
Whoa.
Wow.
And that was like a half an hour after I got off the plane. I was like, whoa, this is pretty serious. And then sure enough, that sort of piqued my curiosity. And the next day I heard a lot about EHD. But all in all, fabulous to be in the Buckeye State and got to see Ohio State win, got to see the Reds win. and got to see some gorillas. So,
And that was Mason asking about EHD in Ohio. This is from Steven. Question for Seth. I'm trying to beat 12 pounds, 4 ounces for walleyes. Is Fort Peck a consideration, or should I just be considering Erie?
I think you're narrowing in too much. There's lots of places where you can beat 12 pounds, 4 ounces. The whole Missouri River system as a whole is pretty fantastic. A lot of places in the Midwest. I'd recommend looking at survey data from local or from state fish and game agencies. A lot of times you can go on there and see when they survey different lakes. They'll do some
What was
netting.
that fish app that has all the survey data in it? The iFish. What is the
Onyx.
Onyx one?
Yeah, Onyx Fish.
Onyx Fish,
Onyx
yeah.
Fish app has. I think they have Wisconsin and Minnesota, and I think they just dropped Ohio recently.
Ooh.
But yeah, you can go on there and look at different lakes and see trophy potential. But I mean, Fort Peck and Erie are both great fisheries. But I'm not sure where you live, but there might be places a lot closer to home.
Great.
Good luck. I hope you beat it.
Hey Jamie, your wife Amber would like us to say hi to you. Hi, thanks for being a watcher and a listener.
Shout out
Appreciate
Jamie Thibodeau,
There you go.
assuming you have the same last name as your wife.
Ralph asks, Cal, a couple of months ago you were on and talking about boots. You said always get a good pair of insoles. I am in the market for some insoles and would love a recommendation if you have any. Thanks.
Boy, yeah. Go someplace where you can kind of get an idea of what your instep is, and then I don't know what they call little footboard things. Any like kind of nice boot shop has something like this, and they oftentimes have an assortment of all the insoles out there too, and the difference between the insoles is like cushion, but also how it fits the arch of your foot. And like all good things in life, it takes a little doing, little time invested on your part. But find one that feels comfy and eliminates that foot slide, and you'll be in good shape.
If Ralph lives in central Pennsylvania, a little shameless plug for the family biz.
Oh, definitely.
Center Boot Company, they'll get you squared away.
Cool. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Before the next segment here. This is from Mad Sean. Question for the crew. For mid-October hunts, how do you adjust calling and approach when hunting elk? He specifically says Roosevelt elk, but in dense coastal forest compared to Rocky Mountain environs.
Sounds like a question for old Ryan Callaghan.
Boy, let's call Jason Phelps. Boy, yeah, I don't know much about Roosevelt elk. I would love to go over there and hunt those things. They're super cool. I do know that calling works. It's just hard to hear them because the foliage is so dense. Early to mid-October around here is typically when the herds are built up and they're bigger, and that means they are more vocal. So you have a good chance of locating elk because they're more talkative. And then cow-calf calls in combo can bring in satellite and raghorn bulls on the fringe, which most of the time when I'm hunting elk, I'm hunting broadside elk. I don't need to go find the big herd bull because I want to put that sucker in my freezer and then worry about mule deer.
I agree. Couldn't agree more.
Awesome.
Thank you, Phil. And for those of you in the chat, keep them coming.
Please
keep
do.
them coming. We'll hit it again. Our next segment is Hot Tip Off.
HOTTIPOF. Let's all do a hot tip off. HOTTIPOF. Let's all do a hot tip off.
Hot Tip-Off is where two listeners go head-to-head with competing pieces of advice. And after we hear each tip, we'll declare which one is hotter. I think we should change that to read, and after we hear both tips. If you have a hot tip, take a 1-minute video on your phone and email it to radio@themeateater.com with the subject line Hot Tip-Off. This week, Hot Tip-Off is brought to you by Mountain Ops.
Mountain Ops.
Mountain Ops supports your daily journey from mountain training to overall well-being, optimizing performance, enhancing recovery, and bolstering health, preparing you for any challenge. Today's competitors are Chad Incorvia from Eagle, Idaho, and Nick Maroldi from Cragsmore, New York, and they're competing for the MeatEater Classic Bison hoodie. Folks in the chat, please chime in. Let's see those hot tips, Phil.
Nick Maroldi.
Hey guys, this is Nick coming with a hot tip. So, good way to start training for your season and get your kids outdoors at the same time. See here, I got my little guy on in the chest carrier. I got my little girl in the Osprey backpack. This is a great workout that's self-progressing. So I started with just the one, progressed to two. Gonna have to get a little creative if we have three, or as this one gets too big for the chest carrier. But again, self-progressing workout, gets your kids excited to be outside, and it gets you some points with the wife because she's got a couple hours to not have anybody hanging off of her. All right, hope you enjoyed. Take care.
Chad Incorvia.
Hi, MeatEater. Wanted to submit a hot tip. I'm preparing to head down to Utah for an elk hunt, and in putting my kill kit together, I got my meat hanging string. This is waxed 9-strand string used for a lot of commercial purposes, has a weight rating of about 140 pounds. I'll hang an elk quarter off one strand of that. You can see it's waxed, so it holds its shape pretty good, makes it easy to tie knots. This 12-foot piece I just weighed is about 4.5 grams or 0.16 ounces. To show you how strong it is, I have a piece hanging up here and my makeshift pull-apart. I weigh about 230 pounds, and you can see just a couple strands.
It carries it well.
No problem. So, instead of paracord or other heavy ropes, grab yourself some waxed 9-strand. Thanks.
Cool. That's fun.
Based off his garage there, he has some experience.
Yeah, that guy
He's killed some elk.
That guy looks like a killer.
Yeah, he borrowed a lot of elk to make that video, you know?
The poll is live in the chat. You guys are picking the winners of 2 different contests today. I feel like we're giving you too much power, but
yeah, I wanted
enjoy
to
it
strip
while
some
it
of this
lasts.
power from them and appropriate it to ourselves. But yeah, get in there and vote. Be honest, I liked the joke about this being a what did he call? How did he describe his workout?
Self-progressing.
Self-progressing
like that.
workout. It was
Yeah.
very clever.
Yeah.
Plus, he probably gets to eat a lot of like Cheerios and stuff that they drop on the ground, which also seems
Applesauce
nice.
pouches.
The one worry I have, though, is that whenever I see someone with a baby on their back or on their chest, I'm like, okay, that's good. They know if they fall, they can go that way or that way, opposite the baby, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you got babies on all sides.
He can either go left or right.
Yeah, you got to go left or right, and that's not good for the old rotator cuff.
Nope.
You guys doing any...
So too dangerous.
Too dangerous.
Is why you won't be doing that particular training exercise.
Precisely.
Yeah.
It seems like, and also I'm far behind this man in his development of his equipment. So, you guys doing any hiking? Doing any getting prepped for the old season?
I've been so short on time. I have been just trying to like bust out on trail runs. I mean, as much as possible, daily if possible. But I put the shortened time there because I'm trying to make myself feel as poorly as possible with the least amount of time.
Good.
Otherwise, hiking would be good.
I do some running a couple times a week and then hit the weights a couple times a week.
I see you in here.
It's
early.
It's not like a season prep. It's just like general maintenance for my entire life. So
This
Yeah.
poll could not be closer. So
Really?
if you have not voted, you can tip the scales. So
Yeah.
get in there.
Get
I
in there.
think I'm going to end it in about 30 seconds here.
If there are fewer than 300 votes out of our audience of 353, I'll be sorely disappointed. Voting is your right as an American, and it's unconscionable that people don't participate when given the option.
Yeah, what are the voting statistics? It's
The
like
opportunity.
30-something percent.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I just think it's embarrassing. Like people, vote. 361. Come on, get in there. I'd like to see 320 votes. Yeah, I like the guy mentions he carries it well. That was one of my. I thought that guy 230 pounds. That guy's stacked.
Looks great.
That guy's stacked.
Yeah.
All right, we'll give this 10 more seconds. I have not been doing much preparation or training. I've been on a real downhill slide since visiting Germany 2 months ago. Just gotten a lot of bad habits in terms of what I'm putting in my body, and I feel it every day when I wake up.
The Ohio trip, I didn't want to say anything.
On that note, I was going to ask if you wanted a Gutalauna trip after the recording. So
Ooh,
we'll see.
Yes,
I could be
I-
talked
yeah.
into that. I could be talked into that. Yeah, I actually didn't. I mean, thankfully, I didn't drink that much in Ohio. Just ate a lot of cheese.
Man, I feel like I can't end this poll. It's so close.
Oh,
Couple more.
Oh my God.
Amount of cheese is just a lot.
you haven't even seen the vids yet.
And then the saltiness of the.
Oh,
I feel like
it's so good.
you're just entering one into your heart.
It's so good.
I don't pride myself on like overly healthful eating,
Yeah.
but that's tough.
And Seth, as the spouse of an artist, you'll appreciate this. I found a painting that I'd like to buy a print of.
Oh.
And it's a Skyline Chili parlor with a man dishing out Skyline Chili. And Pete Rose is sitting there eating with him. Joe Burrow,
Oh, man.
Barry Larkin, Ken Griffey Sr., all the Cincinnati like classic athletes. And they're just all enjoying a nice three-way. Phil, how are we doing on this poll?
I got it. Okay.
I'm describing artwork that I saw in a fast food restaurant, so we should probably wrap it up.
I'm hoping you'll have another Instagram reel about your time in Ohio eating these dogs.
Yeah, I got to figure out. I forgot how to do voiceovers, how to do the voice change on voiceovers. So
Oh, just YouTube it.
I got a reel coming of our Costco hot dog run. I got a reel coming
yeah.
of my Cincinnati trip. It's gonna be
With-
some hot stuff.
With just over 50% of the vote, like 50 and a decimal point, the winner is Chad, the wax string for hanging.
Whoa!
I wasn't expecting it.
In Corvia,
It was back and
But
forth
congrats.
I know.
for a while. here.
I am interested in that. wax
Cuteness
string,
doesn't
though.
always win. That's what
I
the
end
moral is.
up carrying so much paracord. I've got like my paracord to hang my food. I got my paracord to hang some meat. I got the paracord for just having paracord. You could just cut a little bit of that out.
Paracord for hanging your paracord.
Yeah, just cut a little bit of that out with this wax 9-strand. We'll be running.
And Chad, for winning the hot tip-off, you will be receiving this wonderful MeatEater hoodie, Bison hoodie.
Look at that.
Our producer
There you go.
will be getting a hold of you to get your size and address information. So
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
if you would like to submit a tip and win something like this wonderful Bison hoodie, please submit your hot tips.
radio@themeateater.com with the subject line hot tip off.
I thought you were actually asking me, Phil, because I don't own that sweater, and I was like, well, I could, but
I actually do own that one. It's one of my favorites. It's thick.
Joining us on the line next is Ben Batten, Deputy Director of the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission, who is coming to us live from Bozeman, Montana, at a meeting of the Mississippi Interstate Cooperative Resource Association. Ben, welcome to the show.
So Ben was in the waiting room as you said his name. I think he might have picked up his phone to get ready and then accidentally left. So we're going to wait here for Ben to rejoin.
Oh, no.
I'm sure he's fine. I don't think it was anything like a kidnapping.
He
or
was
something.
very excited for this.
He was.
He
was in
it would
the
be
office.
surprising if he'd abandoned us.
No, he was. I think he just accidentally left the room.
This is unexpected.
I was gonna say we just saw him.
Yeah, I just saw him.
He was right there. Well, we could do the trail cam contest while we wait.
Yeah,
for him
we
to
just
rejoin
gave
if we
something
just
away.
wanna-
Why don't we give some?
Oh, there he is.
Here
Let's
we
bring
go.
him in.
hey, yo.
Ben, how are you, sir?
All right, guys, you're not going to believe this. I got one for you. Here is the ultimate hot tip. I was sitting out for you all, And 2 seconds before I go on, I get, your phone's too hot. Much.
Oh, yeah, that always seems to hit at the wrong time.
I'm at a hatchery here in Bozeman, and I went and dunked my phone in a pond.
That's commitment. That's commitment to the show. We appreciate that. Ben, can you tell our listeners who might not be familiar with the Mississippi Interstate Cooperative Resource Association, and I can guarantee that it's most of them, can you explain what the organization is and who participates?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks again, guys, for having me on. I really appreciate it. So MICRA is the leadership for fishery managers throughout the Mississippi River Basin. And so there's 31 states in the basin. We currently have 28 folks. And this is going to be what's called the chief of fisheries. Every state fish and game agency has, some number of employees, but the head is usually called the chief. So it's those folks. We also have federal agencies like U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, U.S. Geological Survey, Army Corps, Tennessee Valley Authority, folks like that. And then, of course, all the tribes within the basin are welcome. And basically, in short, the purpose of MICRA is to do a best job we can coordinating interjurisdictional fish species.
Gotcha. What are some of the challenges or projects that you're currently working on as an organization?
All right. Well, I think what makes the Mississippi River Basin awesome is also some of the biggest challenges. I mean, it's huge. 1.2 million square miles, 320 million acres. You know, the Mississippi River Basin, every drop of water that goes from the east side of the Rockies to the west side of the Appalachians ends up in the Gulf. So it's just gigantic. It's the fourth largest basin in the planet after the Amazon, Congo, and the Nile. So scale here is a challenge. Also neat is that, a fish can swim from the Gulf 1,200 miles without ever running into anything, take a left and head up the Missouri all the way to Gavin's Point, South Dakota, another 800 miles. So 2,000 miles a fish can swim before ever hitting a dam. But that's the best case in the area. I mean, there's dams and things like that mess with fish passage and fish being able to move. We love working on a positive native fish species, big cool things like paddlefish and sturgeon and things like that, catfish, etc. But probably our biggest drain on our energy is the invasive carp issue that is most of the basin.
Gotcha. Now, I understand that the MICRA is currently working towards being recognized by Congress. What does that recognition mean, and what does that process involve?
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate you guys checking on. So the goal of this, it's an association, so we just all exist by a bunch of signatures of fisheries group leadership. But our goal since 1991 at establishment was to become a commission. And basically that recognition would give us, one, just more stature and influence. So, a letter to Congress or somebody from this association doesn't carry near as much weight as it does from the Mississippi River Basin Fishery Commission. And then the biggest probably is funding and resource. I think, you guys talk all the time. I don't think you'd find anybody that's a manager across the country that would say they have enough resource to, for the challenges. And so this draft legislation that we have right now asks for, in years 2 through 5 of existing, $30 million a year for the basin, and then $50 million on after that. So a significant amount of resource that would help us out. You asked where, what does it take? So we currently have draft bills, both the House and the Senate. On the Senate side, it's Bill 1078 with sponsors from Senator Wicker in Mississippi, Bozeman in Arkansas, and Baldwin in Wisconsin. And then on the House side, 1514, the companion bill with Congressman Ezell from Mississippi and Carter of Louisiana. And we're currently looking for more sponsors. So if you are somebody out there that has connections there, and we work with the coalition, which is something you do on these bills. And so there will be groups y'all are very familiar with, like BHA, Teddy Roosevelt Conservation Partnership, National Wildlife Federation, and American Sport Fish Association are all working with us to get this thing going.
Good deal. And are there other interstate conservation partnerships that sort of serve as a model for this approach, and what have you learned from them?
Yeah, great question. So there's 4 existing fishery commissions. There's Gulf states, Pacific states, Atlantic states, and then the Great Lakes. And those have all been around since somewhere between the late 40s and the late 50s. And we visited with each of their leadership as we were doing this for kind of some, hey, what would you do differently? What worked great? That kind of thing. And so that was super helpful. And we mostly patterned ours off the Great Lakes Commission. And then probably the best known information without doubt is the Flyway Council system that manages waterfowl, here in North
Sure.
Carolina.
Looking forward, what's on the horizon? Obviously, you're working towards recognition, but sort of what's the discussion there about what's in the future for Micra?
Yeah, we'll continue to operate as we have for 34 years. Again, coordinating and doing our best to manage, interjurisdictional fisheries. But we're going to continue to go to the Hill a couple times a year, DC, and beat the offices and try to get in there and get this bill across the line.
Great. Well, Ben, on a final note here, Arkansas was just in the news for its first bear attack in what I understand to be some 25 years. Can you tell us any bit about the facts of the incident and how, if in any way, Arkansas Game and Fish is responding?
Yeah, sure. So yesterday in west central Arkansas, there was an older gentleman working on a gravel road on a tractor doing some work, and he was working with his son, who was a little bit out of eyesight. Son comes back, finds the dad on the ground, and there's a bear attacking. Able to stop that, and Game and Fish was obviously immediately called. They're heading up, and about 20 minutes later, they get there and they end up dispatching the bear. It was a young bear, which is really rare. They said it was a yearling, weighed 80 to 100 pounds, and just want to emphasize it's really a rare deal, and especially for it to be a young bear. And of course, all of our thoughts are with the family of the victim and everything else, and hope that he makes a successful recovery.
Yeah, same here. Ben, thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us today, and best of luck to you in the work of Micra here.
I appreciate the time. Thanks, guys.
Yep, we'll see you.
Ben.
I hear that stuff happens all the time in Arkansas.
From Clay?
Yeah. Cougars, bear attacks, Bigfoots.
Yeah,
Black Panthers.
Yep.
Yeah, I get the impression from Clay that Arkansas is like the Wild West. But,
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, Randall, I didn't mean to cut you off
yes,
there.
no, please, Phil.
Trying to sneak
I appreciate
in
that.
before.
Yes,
We have an
absolutely.
update from our winner, Chad. He referenced a hunt that he was about to go on, and this was the outcome. Nope, not that.
Clever.
Where'd it go? Is it not working?
Too bad he didn't.
There it is.
Hey.
Nice. Chad, you're even wearing the right stuff. Good for you, buddy.
Man,
That's probably why you killed it, earned that first
that's
flight.
exciting.
Just, why are we sitting here?
I know.
Why are we
September
sitting here?
4th.
That
It's
is
September.
beautiful.
Good
And I bet
gravy.
that waxed 9-strand handled those quarters nicely.
Yeah, Chad, if I were you, I'd just roll around on that underside of that bowl so you can take that smell home with you for months. Oh, love it. I love it.
Thanks for sharing, Phil. That really added to the depth and richness of this program.
Yeah, Jake,
Yeah.
our producer, reminded me about that. So thank you.
Oh, good job. Teamwork behind the bench there.
Oh, yeah.
It's now time for our Trail Cam photo contest presented by our friends at Moultrie. Speaking of Moultrie, you really should check out their new Edge 3. We recently got to learn about this latest and greatest Moultrie camera, and it is super impressive. Plus, they've got even more exciting cameras coming soon. For this second round, we asked you folks to send us your big bull elk photos captured from your trail cameras. We got loads of submissions on the MeatEater website, so choosing these top 4 contenders was difficult, to say the least. There are a lot of fighting bulls, impressive racks, and bachelor herds to whet your appetite for fall hunting. The winner will receive 2 Edge 2 First Light Spectre Camo Edition Moultrie cameras with 10-watt solar power pack bundles and a $250 gift card to the MeatEater store and a $250 gift card to First Light and a Case Knives Brent Reeves signature mini trapper knife.
We got Brent Reeves in the chat today.
My goodness.
How many watts?
Watts? 10?
10
Is it-
dubs.
Great Scott!
1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
Phil was sleeping on that. I mean, that's a gimme.
I just saw 10W and I second guessed myself in the moment. You know, electricity. I'm like a medieval peasant when it comes to talking about watts and amps. And
I do not enjoy the use of trail cameras other than the fun stuff. Like, it's like it takes some of the mystery out of the woods.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I also am jealous of not getting constant email updates of cool stuff walking around the woods.
Yeah.
It's a real conundrum.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Phil, would you show us our top contenders, please?
I'd love to. This is number one.
Gorgeous.
This is from at 716-307.
What would you title that, Phil?
Well, luckily we've got a title. It's called Brothers.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Oh.
I don't know if Jake
presumptuous,
titled these ones or the people who sent them in. I would guess.
Brothers.
I would guess Jake. I don't know if everyone
Cousins.
titled it, but
It's cousins.
God, we should have had a guest spot with Kelsey Morris in here.
Yeah, this
Like,
actually
what
is
would you title this?
framed
Yeah.
beautifully.
She's good at that stuff.
What do we got? What do we got? Number two here.
that's
Phil?
number one here. I will start a poll after we view all of these.
Yeah, and remember,
all these
folks, you are
photos.
choosing the winner. That hefty prize package.
Insane prize package. Okay, number two. This is from Brock 2319.
Wade Boggs.
Wade Boggs.
Oh, it's great.
Wow, that's
Wow.
a sick bull.
Yeah, I'll crowny out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not going to be like that for long. Better stick him fast. Yeah, too many points.
And the surface of the water is really beautiful. You can see the reflection of some of the trees.
There's water in that photo?
All right, number three. This is from Heath Myers. Got butting heads.
Action packed.
And there's stuff going on in the background, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Another raghorn back there to the left.
Well, these guys are
I like
putting on
this
a
one.
real show.
in
Yeah,
the
I feel like
foreground.
butting heads is kind of lazy. We can do better than that. What else we got?
Well, our producer Jake said that he titled all these, so good job, Jake.
Jake,
Do
you fell
better.
off. Yeah, do better. Let's see.
All right, so that's number
All
three.
tangled up.
Number four. Winter Wonder. I cut off the borders cutting these titles off. That's on me.
Winter
but
Wonder.
This is from Cage Rosen
That's a
or KD Rosen. I don't know.
stark image,
That's a good looking bull.
silhouetted nicely.
Okay,
I'd say AI? Question mark?
I'm going to start this poll, and then I will go through all of the photos again. You guys talk about them while I type up this poll here.
Well, to me, there's a clear winner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Same.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Say it at the same time.
Two.
The brothers.
Oh, there's disagreement.
Yeah, I'd call it Before the Rain.
Oh, my
That'd be my
goodness.
title.
Before the rain.
I like
Or
that bull.
after the rain. After the storm.
Wading out there in that pond.
Yeah.
Wade Boggs.
Brothers is really, I mean, if I took that photo with a handheld camera, I'd show everybody. It's beautiful.
Plus, yeah, the back.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
All right, I'm starting the poll, and we'll go through the pictures again.
But there's something haunting about that last image.
I do like the last
Yes.
one.
Like, look at the backdrop.
Yeah.
The fact that you're not staring at a big muddy water hole
You can see
is
the
nice
you
because
can
you
really,
can get wild animals like looking wild on this.
yeah, you
Whereas,
can
like,
really appreciate the gait of these bulls too.
yeah.
Can't get wild animals looking wild in a pond.
No, they're just it's like
Looks like there should be some turkeys there.
Sam comments that he votes for Incorvia, the big
Incorvia.
the big.
Yeah,
one
I was
that
gonna
our
say
guy
we
Chad
we
got.
kind of popped this balloon already with the big dead bull.
Yeah.
Phil, let me get number two again.
All right,
here.
so that's number one.
Just so I can.
Wade Boggs, number two. That's the one in the water here.
Ooh, yeah.
And then we've got number three, Butting Heads.
and that's a pretty picture too.
That's just fun. That's
Yeah.
just darn fun. October 20th.
It's where the kids hang out, right there.
Yeah.
And then Winter Wonder, number four.
Yeah.
It's a good looking.
I mean, it's an amazing elk. It is.
It
for
is.
sure.
It is.
29 degrees.
No, 29.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. 29 Fahrenheit. I was looking at the Celsius.
The only thing that I just noticed about number two, the one that I voted for, and is it a trail cam photo?
It's
we-
got the
we can't-
quality
we
of a
can't
trail
see the
cam
bottom.
photo. Yeah,
We can't see the
and
bottom
that's
like
not
all
the
the other
border.
ones.
I don't think the original photo had any timestamp. on
Seth,
it.
you can't accuse one of our contestants of.
Sure you can. I like number one.
Okay, Cal's vote is for
Look at that.
Brothers, number one.
That says adventure.
But what's really important is what the audience thinks is the winner.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
It's
what
not
we
up
think.
to us. Remember, you guys need to get in that poll.
Only I can see the results right now. We've got. I don't think this is going to swing. We've got a pretty clear winner, but I'll let this run for another minute if you guys want to get some last minute votes in here.
Yeah. No, I feel like,
Randall, do you have a preference?
boy, I just think number one is very tough to. If those bulls were a little more impressive, it would just do it for me.
Well, this is the last thing I'm going to say. None of these animals are guaranteed to be there when you show up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Number one's like, man, could be anywhere. Look at this country, but I know they're here somewhere. And then if we go to number two, like, I'm going to be stuck staring at this mud hole all day.
Yeah, you can just go there and get them.
Yeah.
Go there and get them.
I like getting them.
Yeah, this just speaks to my heart, I think. But again,
we've
I
got
don't.
several people in the chat saying that number one looks fake. And I don't know if it's just the stream you guys are seeing, but this looks like a pretty legitimate trail cam picture to me.
It does look legit.
That's just what Montana looks like everywhere, or wherever this.
All right, I'm putting an end to the poll because
Certainly looks like-
one of these photos ran away with it.
Oh, let's do the CNN is now calling.
Yep, that's right.
We are prepared to call
Maricopa County, the results are in.
the voting.
And the winner with 49% of the vote,
Oh,
almost
my
half of the
goodness.
vote.
Yeah.
Clear winner.
is number one, brother.
Oh, I hope we didn't taint the voting.
I
I
think
thought
Cal
the whole
sold
point
it.
was to taint.
Yeah, I think
the
tainting
audience.
is encouraged.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to @716_307. So it probably is a Wyoming.
And just so
Probably a
everybody
Wyoming
knows,
bull.
anything discussed on this podcast is our right to make it a T-shirt. So tainting is encouraged.
Yeah.
That's ours.
We encourage taint is on a
Tainting
t-shirt.
is encouraged.
Oh man. Well, gang. Congratulations to 716-307. You've got a heck of a prize package coming your way. Please say thanks to the audience if you find yourself in the chat in the future, because, boy, you've got some trail cams, you've got some gift cards, you've got a Brent Reeves signature knife headed your way. And I just closed out my script accidentally.
We got listener feedback.
But
coming.
we're
I
at
think
the listener
feedback's the only thing
feedback.
we've got left.
Yeah.
I've been missing some of the chat for the last few minutes because I've been running other stuff.
Yeah,
But
you've been busy today, Phil. I hope you're doing all right.
let's start with just a fun recreational one. Nate
Sure.
asks, what's the crew's favorite non-game or non-target animal to just watch, observe while hunting?
Gray squirrels.
Oh,
They do weird stuff sometimes. It's kind of fun to watch.
easily distracted and happily distracted. Bugs, horned toads, birds. Doesn't matter.
We're gonna call this a non-target animal rather than a non-game animal. I'm gonna say a bear.
Yeah.
Watching bears do stuff.
Yeah, that's cool.
Half the fun of bear hunting is just watching little bears fall off things, tip things over,
Yeah.
do things for no reason at all.
We had a crew of Swainson's hawks migrating through, and for whatever reason, they're very social. So, kind of curious. I think they took note of the fact that I was aggressively observing their behavior.
Sure.
This is very urban, greater fringe Los Angeles region here. And they came down and ripped apart a squirrel on top of the fence.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
cool.
I mean, like 20-yard viewing. It was fantastic.
Wow.
Nice.
Got the stabilized binos out, and it was great. I was
that's awesome.
eating right there with them. 3 of them. Really, really, really awesome. Merlin app it was great. Super fun.
Isaac is stoked about bow season starting in Missouri in 11 days. Any sort of last-minute rituals or things you guys do in the last days before going into season?
Get all of the stuff done at home that is expected of you to get done.
11 days before, I usually start shooting my bow about that time. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully you've been shooting for a long time.
You've got a good week and a half to get your affairs in order so that you don't get a phone call saying that you need to come home to do this, do that. Find yourself in the good graces of your family unit and look forward to the season.
Yeah. In Missouri, you're probably starting your permethrin treatment right now, which I think would be a crucial step to your game.
This is from Jay. He says, as we are closing in on many hunting seasons, if one makes a bad shot on large game and it takes longer than ideal to find said game, how do you determine what meat needs to be cut out or lost when you finally harvest it?
Stank.
Smell test it.
Yeah, and there's portions that can smell. And if those portions smell strong enough, remove them from the rest of the situation so the smell of that stuff doesn't contaminate your sniffer, because there's typically it's not all bad. And you need to salvage every edible thing that you can.
This is one that I don't think we've gotten before, but favorite wild game meat pizza topping. Russell says his is duck bacon and goose salami.
Wow.
You guys put game on pizza?
Yeah, just
Maybe
sausage.
sausage, yeah.
We don't do a whole lot of homemade pizzas, but yeah. I don't know. Elk nachos. It's almost pizza.
Joe asks, Cal, scent cover, yay or nay?
Walk into the wind. If you're stuck in a tree, like my friend Mark Kenyon, just face into the wind. We used to mess around with all that stuff, and it just more complicates life.
We should make a T-shirt of Mark in a tree, and it just says, "Help! I'm stuck in a tree." I'm Mark Kenyon, the host of Wired to Hunter podcast.
David asks Randall, Pete Rose, yay or nay?
Yeah, I mean, he's a slime ball, but he's our slime ball.
Yeah. Clifford, how does the crew store their food in black bear mountain lion country? He lives in Arizona, so brown bear isn't an issue. Do you suggest putting food in a bag away from camp? I think the general thing to do is to hang it, right?
Yeah, hanging will just it's just going to solve issues, because if you leave, let's say you have a dry bag or a stuffed sack that you put all your food in once you get to camp, so you're organized and you're not packing around all your food in your hunting bag every day. A squirrel's going to chew through that thing on the ground, and then you got a mess to clean up, and you lose stuff, and then you're in that situation of like, well, now I got to eat something that a squirrel half chewed on, and hantavirus and all that fun stuff. So hang your food, even if you're not worried. It's just going to prevent other things from happening. And as I like to say, I'm totally fine if a bear kills me. I'm not fine if in the article it says didn't hang his food.
Yep.
And then I get lumped in like somebody who didn't know what was going on in the woods.
Yep. It's just wherever you can prevent a headache, like having something chew through your backpack or whatever else, like prevent those headaches, because something else is going to go wrong inevitably.
Yeah. Seth?
I wouldn't worry about mountain lions.
What do you got, Phil?
Yeah.
What do you got, Phil?
Here we go.
I feel like we're on a roll now.
Yeah, real quick one from me. We get this question a lot. Videos on Spotify. We have no plans. It's not going to happen anytime soon, specifically just because of other agreements we've made regarding
You can put videos on Spotify?
You can.
Oh, yeah.
I'll be
Yeah,
damned.
it's very, it's a pretty slick interface.
Cutting edge.
So when you just start the audio, the video just plays automatically, and you can choose to turn that on or off. Christopher, Cal, what do you carry in the field for your doggy first aid kit? And where do you find any non-typical items that you pack up?
Boy, the feed stores or your Murdoch's or what are the farm? What is it?
Tack and feed.
Rocky
Mountain Supply.
Rocky Mountain Supply. Feed stores always have a really awesome. What is the tractor one?
Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Place with tractor supplies.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, they always have a good vet section. It's typically around like livestock. But hot tip for you, you can go get doggy supplies there for, like a fifth of what they're going to charge you at the vet. So that's where I go. And I always have EMT gel, which is like a liquid suture that can get you through some tough times. Gauze. I find good tape that will stick to fur for holding gauze in place, or you
We
get
like
these
that
big
Coban stuff.
Yeah, You get this like zipper, like 90-degree tears in dog hide from running into fence or corrugated metal when they're going nuts after roosters and stuff in that thick cover. And so you need something that's going to hold that flap down. And then I use just good old-fashioned iodine. Betadine works well too, and I just carry like a small container of that. This sounds like a lot of stuff, but it's really not. You can pack it down nice and tight. And then Sudafed. Sudafed is good. It's an antihistamine, but it is something just like it makes us drowsy. It can put a little chill into the dog when you need it to get relaxed, like if you are in a rattlesnake bite scenario, because you're not going to suck the venom out like in an old John Ford film. Eye wash. A little bit of eye wash, just, your over-the-counter stuff that folks with bad eyesight use to flush their eyeballs out. That's like part of our routine to keep dogs' eyes looking good because they pack a lot of seeds in there during hunting season, especially when it's hot and dry, which unfortunately it often is during bird season these days. So that little kit right there will definitely get you through the hard times, and you'll be able to package up your best buddy and get them someplace pro or get them into a good enough situation where they can keep hunting or walk themselves out. That's about really what you need.
Great. I've had a couple questions about the new Wisconsin MeatEater store. I don't think there's a specific opening date yet, but I think one update is that I think we're still hiring. So,
yes,
if you're in the area,
I believe we're still hiring.
Check out.
And
isn't there
there's going to be a little opening celebration coordinating with our tailgate tour stop in Madison with Chester Floyd and Spencer Newharth.
Nice.
So take a look at the tailgate tour schedule, and I think the event page for that will have some mention of the event in Brookfield.
I'd love to make it over there myself. As a younger fella, I had several good times in Milwaukee. Nice people, good food, lots of good
the best beer.
Yeah. So
let's do one more. You guys had some great questions this week. Thanks. Really appreciate it. Makes my job easier. But the most important one for last, Randall, top 3 zoos. This is from Jackson.
Boy, I feel like this episode got way too Randall-centric.
You are the host, my friend.
Yeah. Live it up. Drink it in.
It's all about you, Randall.
Well, let's see.
You were just at one.
Yeah, I was just at the Cincinnati Zoo. It's a world-class, phenomenal institution. The gorilla world is above and beyond what I want when I go to look at primates, specifically great apes. Probably my most favorite zoo visit in recent memory was the Schöngarten Zoo in Vienna, Austria. If you've never been to a zoo in a foreign country, I highly recommend it because you'll read things in a foreign language, and all of a sudden it feels a lot more sophisticated than when you're just in, some suburban neighborhood drinking a beer and looking at a tiger. Finally, had some good visits to the San Francisco Zoo. I don't know if it's like strongly in my top 3, but I've had some great visits there. Again, some really world-class ape encounters, and it's just been there for me when I needed it at a few key points in my life. So I'll leave it at that.
Fantastic.
Thanks, Jackson. Your interest in zoological gardens is much appreciated. Well, gang, that brings us to the end of today's show. It was another fun one. Thanks to Mark and Ben for joining us. And with that, we'll see you here next week.
Oh, hey, I got one more thing for the audience. If you're going to be in the Manhattan area, or ideally if you live there.
Montana?
No, not Montana. The New York City, Manhattan. I am participating in a conservation event at the end of the month at the Patagonia store with Conservation Lands Foundation. And my God, I just got to looking at the prices of hotel rooms. If you need somebody to crash on your couch, house sit.
He'll tell you some stories.
Yeah.
And he actually does a great job cleaning up after himself. My barn has never looked better since Cal's been on a little trailer work and tear. So
yeah, there you go.
Delightful guest. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.